Have you ever found yourself stuck in a never-ending cycle of toxic drama? Wondering why, no matter how kind, calm, or understanding you try to be, some people still drain your spirit? What if I told you that Carl Jung, one of the most profound psychologists in history, left behind a powerful truth? One simple, courageous act that can silence toxic energy and set your soul free. Welcome to Jung Psyche Hub, where we uncover the hidden psychological keys to living your most authentic, empowered life. In today's video, we'll explore a transformational insight from Carl Jung's teachings that will help you reclaim your peace, shield yourself from manipulation, and transform your relationships through one deeply underestimated tool: silence. By the end of this episode, you'll discover how to use silence as your greatest shield, how to set soulful boundaries, and how to walk away from emotional chaos with rock-solid confidence. So stay with us and comment below. What's one toxic situation you're ready to leave behind today? Let's begin. Imagine this. You're sitting across from someone you once considered a close friend, yet every sentence they speak feels like a subtle stab to your self-worth. You leave the conversation drained, confused, and wondering, am I the problem? Sound familiar? We've all encountered toxic individuals, the ones who thrive on conflict, twist your words, and make you feel like you're constantly falling short. But here's the truth. Their behavior is not a reflection of your value. It's a projection of their inner conflict. Carl Jung gave us the tools to decode this exact pattern through his groundbreaking Concepts of Projection and the Shadow. This is the first step to freedom. Let's unpack it. Projection, according to Jung, is when someone unconsciously attributes their own flaws, fears, or insecurities onto another person. It's like holding up a mirror, but instead of seeing their own reflection, they blame you for what they don't want to face within themselves. Take the case of Anna, a generous and supportive graphic designer. She constantly helped her friend Rachel, emotionally, practically, even professionally. Yet Rachel often accused Anna of being selfish and self-absorbed. At first, Anna questioned herself. Maybe I am selfish. But slowly she realized something didn't add up. Anna was doing everything she could for Rachel, so why was she being villainized? Carl Jung's wisdom reveals the deeper truth. Rachel wasn't responding to Anna's actions. She was reacting to her own shadow. Rachel was insecure about not chasing her own dreams and felt guilty about her unfulfilled potential. Instead of facing those feelings, she projected them onto Anna, labeling her selfish. This is the toxic pattern projection creates. And here's what's key. The shadow isn't just a dark force in toxic people. We all have one. The difference? Conscious people strive to understand and integrate theirs. Toxic people refuse to face it and weaponize it against others instead. That passive-aggressive coworker who downplays your success, they might be projecting their own fear of inadequacy. That family member who constantly guilt-trips you, they might be avoiding their own unresolved shame. But once you see this pattern, you can begin to break free. Because here's the game changer. Their projections are not your identity. Their judgment is not your truth. And the moment you understand this, you stop absorbing their chaos. You stop reacting, and you start reclaiming your energy. But Carl Jung's teachings go even deeper. Sometimes the reason toxic people trigger us is because they're touching a wound we haven't healed. In Anna's case, Rachel's accusations hurt not just because they were unfair, but because part of Anna feared she wasn't doing enough. That's her shadow surfacing. Jung believed that true growth happens through individuation, the journey of becoming your full, whole self. That includes facing your shadows so you're no longer manipulated by others. So here's your first tool. Next time someone lashes out, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is this really about me, or is it their projection? Write down what was said. Ask, what could this reveal about their insecurities? This simple awareness gives you power, because toxic people thrive when you react. When you argue, explain, or defend, you're stepping right into their storm. But there's another way, silence, and that's where we go next. Imagine being in a heated argument. Your blood's boiling and you're ready to strike back. But instead, you pause and say nothing. Just calm, steady silence. Suddenly, the person trying to provoke you loses control of the situation. Their energy fizzles. Why? Because you didn't play their game. Welcome back to Jung Psyche Hub. We're now entering the heart of today's message. Why silence is your secret weapon against toxic behavior. Silence isn't about shutting down. It's about staying conscious. It's the act of choosing not to feed someone's shadow. Let's revisit a real-world story. Meet Sarah, a marketing manager with a boss named Greg. Greg constantly criticized her in meetings. "This is sloppy work. Do you even care?" Sarah would over-explain, work longer hours, and try to prove herself. But the harder she tried, the more Greg twisted her words. Then Sarah discovered Carl Jung's shadow theory. She realized Greg wasn't reacting to her. He was struggling with his own leadership insecurity, so she tried something new. At the next meeting, when Greg lashed out, Sarah didn't argue. She simply nodded and said, "Noted." No reaction, no fuel. Just calm silence. Greg was stunned. Without Sarah's emotional response, he had nothing to push against. Eventually, he backed off. The team began to see the truth. And Sarah? She stood in quiet power. This is the art of silent strength. When toxic people project their shadows, they're looking for a reaction to keep the cycle going. But when you remain grounded, you shine a mirror back to them without saying a word. Carl Jung said, "The greatest problems in life are not solved, they are outgrown." That's exactly what silence helps you do. You outgrow their drama. Try this. The next time someone guilt trips you or criticizes you unfairly, don't respond immediately. Say, "I hear you," or "Thanks for your input," and move on. It's not passive, it's deliberate, it's power. But silence is only one part of the equation. To truly live free, you need boundaries, and that's what we're diving into next. Have you ever agreed to something just to avoid conflict, only to feel sick with resentment later? Maybe you kept quiet when a loved one disrespected you. Maybe you stayed late to cover for a coworker who never returns the favor. Each time we say yes to keep the peace, we betray ourselves. But Carl Jung believed that individuation, becoming your true self, requires drawing a line. And that line is called a boundary. Boundaries are how you tell the world, "This is where I end and you begin." Let's meet Mark, a kind-hearted accountant who always put family first. His parents constantly criticized his career, calling it a waste of potential. Mark went along to avoid tension. But after discovering Jung's teachings, Mark had a breakthrough. He realized he'd been living their version of success, not his own. So he drew a line. At the next family gathering, when pressured again, he calmly said, "I hear your concerns, but I'm building the life that feels right for me." They pushed back, but Mark didn't waver. And over time, they adjusted. More importantly, Mark felt free. Setting boundaries doesn't make you cold. It makes you whole. And if someone can't respect your boundary, that tells you everything you need to know. Here's a quick 3-step boundary tool. 1. Identify the drain. Who or what is leaving you depleted? 2. Communicate clearly. Use I statements like, "I'm not available for late-night calls anymore." 3. Hold the line. If they push back, repeat calmly. No arguing. Remember, healthy people will adjust. Toxic ones will resist. Let them. Now let's talk about what happens when you combine silence and boundaries. You step into true inner freedom. That feeling when you walk away from chaos and feel like you can finally breathe. Again, that's not just relief. That's alignment with your authentic self. Let's revisit Lisa, a nurse who had a clingy, emotionally draining friend named Mia. Mia demanded constant attention and used guilt to control Lisa's time. But after learning about individuation, Lisa stopped apologizing for needing space. She stopped engaging in endless texts. She simply said, "I care about you, but I need time for myself." At first, Mia resisted, but Lisa didn't argue. She chose calm detachment, and slowly, her life transformed. She reconnected with hobbies, found supportive friends, and felt lighter than she had in years. This is the gift of individuation. This is freedom. Freedom isn't about cutting everyone off. It's about choosing who and what has access to your energy. You deserve relationships that respect your boundaries, honor your silence, and celebrate your growth. Here's a journaling challenge for this week. Write down one toxic dynamic you want to release. List one action you'll take, say no, delay response, or walk away. Then write one thing you'll do for you, something that brings you joy. As Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And that journey starts with one brave step. Let's wrap this up. You are not here to carry the burdens of toxic people. You are here to grow, to rise, and to become whole. Through the teachings of Carl Jung, we've learned that silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Boundaries aren't harsh, they're healing. And freedom? It's not just possible, it's your birthright. If this message resonated with you, click like, subscribe to Jung Psyche Hub, and hit the bell so you never miss a moment of transformation. And comment below. What's one bold step you're taking this week to protect your peace, whether it's setting a boundary, staying silent, or walking away? Know that we're right here with you. This is your story now. One where you are powerful, whole, and free. Keep growing. Keep shining. And we'll see you in the next chapter.